My name is Faiha and I am a thyroid cancer patient, and also I am going through infertility right now. The diagnosis was a coincidence. I would say that diagnosis came because I would say I followed a gut feeling and um, last year October I was going for checkups because I was supposed to go for transfer November embryo transfer done ready vative. Then October Dr. Dakkamun Dieru I had thyroid issues though. I knew that I was an autoimmune thyroiditis patient. So ikam evis medication and whenaga or any other checkups every 6 months or so thyroid test kurane the thyroid hormones test kurane. And 2020 ga IVF start kuram again, embryos freeze kuram again they did my thyroid test and inguni efaharu thyroid hormones abnormal ka again I was started on thyroid hormone medications start koffa. Then I wasn't having any other issues, somehow completely fine though. Then October ka mibuna hen Dr. Dakkamundiyeru I had an uneasy feeling I would say that I should get a full checkup of my thyroids though. Then I went to see an endocrinologist for the first time. Dr. Dakkangosa, I said I want a full checkup. I wasn't having any other problems. So he checked, palpitated my thyroid glands and said there is a nodule, so you should get a scan. And I said in a previous scan also a nodule was identified there though, and they do a test called fine needle aspiration. Needle and a tumor poke off, they would take a sample and they would test it for cancer though. So I had done the test in 2016 as well though, and they diagnosed me with autoimmune thyroiditis. So I told the doctor FRS that I had these reports and that nodule has been there since 2016, and he said it's probably fine but since it's bigger now, let's get it checked. So I went for a scan, and scan doctor said that it's bigger, and for thyroid tumors there's a classification though. So he classified it as grade 4. So he asked anekavis fine needle aspiration repeat kura, and that's when I went and did a fine needle aspiration, and then it came back as cancer, and I did not know then how to feel or anything like that though, because when you see the word cancer, obviously it's very scary though. And at the day of my diagnosis I was with my entire family, and it was somehow a very distressing day for all of us though. And that day then I thought this is it. I told everybody I'm dying here, this is it. But I got a lot of support from everybody. It was stage 1 with lymph node metastasis though. So tumor was graded as stage 1 but spread by only one lymph node. So the treatment was first surgery. I did consult mycolomas, but since there was the issue of my fertility, I wanted to know more though, and I would research everything though. I know everybody would tell you that researching a diagnosis is not good though, because you learn unnecessary things on Google. But I would say it helped me to know more about my diagnosis though. That's all I wanted to know. I wanted to know about the disease, the prognosis, and also how it would affect. Since I had already embryos freeze koffa, I wanted to know if I would be able to freeze some more though. From there, I went to HCG hospital in Bangalore, and the doctor told me that papillary carcinoma is one of the most treatable cancer. I went for surgery first. Thyroidectomy, fully thyroid glands removed, and 2 lymph nodes, and then there's something called the parathyroid glands that control your calcium levels. I had that removed as well, though. So that was the first part of the treatment. And when they give radioactive iodine, it kills all the thyroid cells. So that's the treatment given for papillary carcinoma. So that was the treatment I took. I got the highest dose of radioiodine. Prathama, they did a large dose scan, which is low dose radioiodine. They would do a full body scan to see if there are any cancer cells remaining in the body. The scan kuriru that there was still some remaining cells in the neck area. So they decided to give the highest dose of radioiodine, and I was in isolation for 2 days. The surgery and radioiodine, it was over in about 1.5 months, and I still have one more radioiodine treatment in June, and that would decide if I have if there are any more cancer cells remaining. If I need a larger dose, they would give a larger dose in June, but for they would do a low dose scan, and then the doctor would tell how to proceed. I am seizing every opportunity I get, Miharu, because it changes your perspective on life, and you can, it's a cliche, but you realize that you can die at any time, or anything can happen at any time, So that's kind of like I learned that to seize every opportunity you get, to always appreciate everybody around you, because those are the people who are going to be there for you when things get hard, So these are some things I realized after the diagnosis, and then we harvest. Regular checkups is very important. For me, Visalaka, I feel like thyroid cancer is a bit less compared to other cancers. You don't really hear about it. Even though thyroid cancer is a common treatable cancer every year, it still has the chances of spreading to other parts of your body, Visalaka. And you still get a lot of complications, So I would say for thyroid cancer, we do need more awareness, because usually when it's throat pain or sore throat or anything like that, everybody would think this is probably my tonsils or something like that. Normally you wouldn't get checkups, and even people who know that they have thyroid issues, they don't get regular checkups, because you're not informed that misalaka, if you have autoimmune thyroiditis, that is your own immune system attacks your thyroids, and your thyroids would get damaged over time. So if you have that condition, you need regular checkups, because there's a chance of the nodules turning into cancer, that is something a lot of people don't know. I also didn't know that, and that's what happened to me, So I would say that is something a lot of people need to know, that you need to get scans done, you need to get regular checkups with your endocrinologists, and also that if you ever feel like there is something wrong with you, and if you ever feel like that you need more investigations done, sometimes when you go to a doctor, they would say this is nothing and nothing you should worry about, but you still feel like you need more investigations, you should always ask for it. My first thought was my treatment, infertility treatment. That was the first thing I was concerned about. because Emma Fratham scan they were scanning that there was no distant spread or anything like that though. So my first concern was buy the Vani and fertility IVF treatment kada. I also think aslu concerned with radioiodine treatment hadete though. Not scared I guess, but I didn't know how it would affect me though. It affects a lot of people in different ways though. Misalaka some people get infections as well after radioiodine treatment though, and some people come back totally fine, nothing happens though. I am somebody who has something called recurrent dermoid cysts. So it's a kind of cyst. Medications it wouldn't go away. So come request surgery couldn't. The dermoid cyst cells are formed at birth. So you are born with it. You are born with all the dermoid cyst cells though. So those it keeps growing, but it keeps getting bigger. So surgically remove couldn't. Normally dermoid cysts are very slow growing. So you don't need surgery that often though. Misalaka it would 1 centimeter in the dermoid system if any, and it would not grow for another 5 years or something like that though. It's very slow, but for me it's very fast and it grows really quick in any year though growing. And I was diagnosed in 2013, and I had a surgery here in Mala for the cyst removal, and also my one ovary was removed though at that time because the cyst was quite big. So cystiakiga twistophonema, they removed the ovary as well. So after that the doctor did tell my parents that in the future this is something to think about since I might have difficulties getting pregnant or something like that though. So it is something I was always aware about. Then in 2016 I found out that I had another cyst which got bigger, and I had to get surgery in 2018. And 2018 was when I got married as well though. And the doctor informed us that if I keep getting more cysts to consider pregnancy as soon as possible or to freeze embryos though. In 2020 the 19 also doctor said that since my fallopian tubes were inflamed, that my chances of natural pregnancy are very low. So she recommended IVF for us. So in 2020 we decided to freeze embryos so that we would be able to go for transfer at a later date though, before I get another cyst. And unfortunately in 2020 the plan was to go for transfer before it gets too big though. But before I could go for transfer in November, I was supposed to go for transfer. In October I got diagnosed with cancer. Not everybody has this opportunity though. Not everybody has the opportunity to stay at home without working. So I would say alhamdulillah that I had that opportunity. I had that option though to not work. So that's why I decided to leave my job and then go for treatment though. You have a risk of cancer if you have family history of thyroid goiters though. And I don't think it's something we practice in Maldives though. Family history, you don't really think about it, you don't really look into it. But a lot of people don't realize very important the family history, your family medical history though. Misalaka in thyroid, if your family members, your aunts or anybody has thyroid goiters, misalaka, you have a higher chance of getting diagnosed with cancer though. So after my diagnosis I find out that a lot of my aunts have thyroid issues, a lot of them. So, and a lot of two of them even need surgery as well for their thyroids. So I do have family history, and it's a really important thing, but I don't have family history of thyroid cancer. Also, infertility, it's a very hushed topic. People don't like to talk about it. Most of the time you don't even know if your sister or if your aunt or somebody in your family is going through it. You don't even know though. But Miharu, I would say that more people are speaking up about it. More people are becoming aware of it, and I also when I was going through it, I didn't know what to do though. I didn't know who to reach out to. Kakato Ahakadakkani for fertility support group. No, it was. And then I decided to join it. I was very nervous. I didn't know how it would go, because I grew up knowing that seeing that nobody ever talked about it though. So I didn't talk about it either. It was very difficult though, and I decided to go for the support group, and it helped me a lot, and then since then I have become an exco member as well, the fertility support community. Even though I'm going through infertility, I am helping other people who are going through it too though, and it helps me a lot, and it helps us to reach out to more people. And also Amila story share kurima, and there are so many people who go through similar experiences though and don't know what to do. And when you share your own story, there are people who reach out to you and say, "Oh, I am also going through this there. What did you do here?" And that feeling of helping somebody who is going through the same thing as you, it's I would say that it has helped me through this journey though, because I am helping people as well. I have to be on lifelong thyroid medications, and I am looking forward to working more with spreading awareness about infertility. And now I also want to spread more awareness about thyroid cancers as well though, because I don't really see that it's talked about much. And also cancer support community, cancer support in CSM also I joined after when it was time for my radio idol. I joined CSM Egekuring. I think I was in a bit of denial regarding my diagnosis though, so I didn't really reach out, but I'm so glad I did through this whole experience. I just want to say that I am so thankful for everybody, for my family, for my friends, everybody who was there for me, everybody who checked up on me.